All right, we're good. Welcome back, guys. Episode 34 of the Look Mum, I'm Hustling podcast. It's been a few months since we did an episode. We're back now in a brand new studio. We've been working pretty damn hard on, I must say.
I think so. The studio looks absolutely mint. Quite an upgrade from the previous, just a couch with the, the moody background falling on our first episode. So
Yeah, and the dead plants.
Yes. Oh, I don't know if a lot of people knew we went through like 4 separate plants in that bedroom.
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
There were 2 of the same ones on left and right, and they died, and we just replaced them.
We did, yeah.
So it would have been cheaper to just buy fake ones from the get-go, right?
From the get-go, which we were thinking, but like, no, they're too expensive. Let's just get real ones.
We've ended up spending more in hindsight.
Yeah.
Terrible financial decision. So we have been hustling, but we do kill our plants. So that's one way that we could start saving money.
Yes.
Is just buy all fake plants.
Just fake plants.
I was researching the rubber plant yesterday because we do have more dead plants in the house. And I've sort of said we're not getting any more plants until we, I guess, allocate one or two species to ourselves and try and take care of it and get it growing again. So I've gone ahead and started researching the rubber plant.
Right.
So I'm going to prune that one. I've actually been looking at pruners on Bunnings, to prune it this weekend.
Did you just become an old man overnight?
No, I'm taking responsibility of our responsibilities. These plants need growth. They need living. It's been stagnant for 2 years now.
Researching pruners.
So you have that, what's that vine thing?
I think it's just called a poison ivy or ivy vine. And then I've got the peace lily as well.
Lily. It's not so peaceful looking at the moment.
No, but that peace lily is actually got given to me by my mum.
It's old.
When I first moved out of home for the first time when I was like 18 or 19. So it's like 10 plus years old now.
So it's moved to many locations, many houses with you.
It has, yeah.
And it's still just in desperate need of care.
Well, that's like the peace lilies. They're very robust, so they last for ages. So you can pretty much kill them, but keep watering them and they tend to come back to life anyway.
And you're putting that theory to test daily.
Not daily. Maybe every now and then I'll be like, you're looking a little sad, so I might put a bit extra water in.
You take care of the lily and the poison oak ivy, whatever you think it's called.
Yeah.
I'll take care of the rubber plant and the fiddle leaf in the front because they're kind of similar. But enough about plants. We don't have any plants in this studio. We have whatever that dry thing is and some.
We've got a cacti.
The cacti in the back. I don't know what species that is. I can't divulge too much information.
No, you're not a cacti expert.
I was trying though.
You were. You actually had, I think it was like a month or 2 month period that you were like knee deep into like
9
cacti.
days.
9 days it was? Yeah.
Well, and then yesterday you're like, let's go to the cacti thing this Saturday. I'm like, I was interested for about 9 days. I'd like the idea. I just don't have time for it. And it's, I do have time for it. I just don't have the energy to go and do all the research and stuff. And they're so slow growing and I just,
It's pretty amazing like how massive they get though. Like as tall as trees, like they're hundreds and hundreds of years old. It's pretty crazy that these weird looking plants last for so long and they like have such like a cult following with them as well. Like it's such a niche thing. Never even knew.
There's like so many states in America, I think like Arizona and stuff, that just grow wild for kilometers, like thousands and thousands of them.
And that was a good hustle. I remember you saying because like with succulents and cacti, you can just section them off and they keep growing. So it's like this never-ending producing money machine. You're like, should we get into cacti?
If the demand's there.
Yes.
There's supply. There's just ongoing supply, but demand is what it comes down to. But we won't be going to the expo this weekend, but we will be going to Blink 182. That's sort of the most interesting thing that's happened this week and today.
100%.
The Blink 182 has gotten back together, the originals.
Yeah, you scared me when I got home after dropping off Archie. You're like,
have to
quick.
push this closer.
When I got home, you're like, quick, come here. I'm like, what? You're like, come here, quick. I run into the room. You're like, Blink have just gone on sale. And I was like, what? I thought they weren't going on sale for a while.
It was supposed to be next week. It's just like, this is one thing I wanted to talk about is just like concerts and like, I mean, the show's called Look Mum, I'm Hustling. If it's the first time you hear, I guess the show in essence is about hustling in any sort of form, mostly about us and our lives and what we get up to and the side hustles and stuff like that. But we like talking about other businesses, musicians, artists, that sort of thing. Anyone sort of hustling, we love talking about. But yeah, and like the bad form types of hustle are interesting as well. Like, there's cons, the scams, they're more interesting than the success stories.
And I know in some of our older episodes, we covered some like art hustlers.
Nefarious activities.
Yes.
But yeah, that's one thing I wanted to talk about was just like how rigged the ticketing system is, like Ticketmaster.
They had such a bad rap 10 years ago. Like no one would be able to refund or anything like that. They had like like pretty much next to nothing with customer support as well.
It's even worse now.
Yeah, I could imagine. Well, back in the day, I found it sound very, very old. You used to have to line outside of like Ticket Tech. Remember, or Red Eye Records as well.
I grew up in Wollongong, and you used to have to drive to Wynn Stadium, which is like the Illawarra Hawks basketball stadium, to buy tickets there.
That was the Ticket Tech office.
Yeah. And then you had the physical ticket, and you'd be like, hell yeah, can't wait.
If you lost that, you can't go.
Yeah, and then even after that, it progressed into needing credit cards to buy online. And this is like when we were like 12 to 15. You don't have credit cards, and your parents are like so suspicious of using a credit card online.
Yes.
And you just, it's impossible to get tickets. But then, Blink basically announced a world tour for the next 18 months, I think. Pretty much every country. Oof. Pretty crazy considering Travis Barker has been known not to fly for like the last while after having a pretty hectic, life-threatening plane crash. Like insane burns all over his body.
Yeah, I could understand why you just wouldn't want to fly at all.
So apparently he's flying again now with the help of his new, I think, wife, Kourtney Kardashian.
One of the Kardashians.
So they're coming over, and one of my favorite bands of all time. I'm pretty sure get some sort of thing for my side of the backdrop here. For those that are listening, we have a brand new studio here, and we have some backdrops of, I don't know, just interesting stuff that we like and love. Because why not? We want to have a more fancy background than last time. So if you're just listening, jump onto YouTube and check out the backdrop, and I guess pinpoint some things in the background. But I need to find some Blink memorabilia.
Yes.
But they're quite short shelves, so we can't put anything too big on there.
No.
Anyway, I'm getting off track. Blink, one of my favorite bands of all time. Seen them a bunch of times, and they've split up and they've gone through a bunch of turmoil. Mark Hoppus has like had a cancer scare for the last little bit since like COVID. And I guess that's why they've got the band back together. One of the biggest bands, like they're so widely loved.
Oh, 100%.
And they're just hilarious. But there's kind of like, there's a bit of banter, not a bit. There's like a few people on Twitter being like, I don't know if their songs are like, they're like not very PC in today's culture, in today's cancel culture. Like they have a lot of like, fucking your dad jokes and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's not that bad really compared to a lot of other stuff. But it's interesting that they're getting back and they're doing a world tour. But What's my point in my story? The pre-sale.
Yes.
Ticket Tech, madness. So,
the craziness of it all.
So we're supposed to go on pre-sale next week. There's about 5 or 6 different pre-sale options. And you need a different like code to get access.
Yeah.
Anyway, one of my good friends sent me one of the codes this morning. I didn't think it was available till next week. And got tickets this morning, which is exciting, but also not so exciting. Pretty much the whole thing has been sold out. I'm guessing they, like you said, they release sections per pre-sale.
Yes.
So there might be better options available going forward. But like there's no standing spots available or anything. Like I don't want to sit down at a concert. It's in 18 months time, 2024. I'll be literally 36.
Yes. Maybe you'd be like, oh, I'm so glad we got seating.
It probably will be. Probably have even more ailments that I'll need to figure out by then. Super excited for that. First sit down concert, which would be interesting. But just it's crazy how fast something can sell out like that and how they structure it as well. Like it must be so hard for people to get tickets. Like if I hadn't have got those 2 tickets this morning, like I don't think it would be going.
No. Well, it's a Friday, so a weekday, right? And a lot of the people that are interested in Blink are like RH, so you're at work or things like that. So if the pre-sale got released while you're working, how much you wouldn't even have a chance to be able to get tickets, and before you know it, they're all going to be sold out anyway.
It's just insane. If you hadn't messaged me, we would be screwed.
No, you'd miss out and you'd be absolutely devastated.
And then you'd question, like, how are you supposed to get reasonable tickets? Surely there's going to be a way more fair system. I don't know. Maybe it's easy for us to say as a customer, but they probably have their reasons for structuring that method. But apparently, like, pretty much the entire world tour is more or less sold out.
Yeah.
In less than a day.
Definitely not surprised. Like you said, they're one of the OGs. They're make fun music. They're like funny dudes. They always do skits. Their film clips are always absolutely hilarious. You showed me the trailer and that had like, you said like famous like TikTokers and stuff in it. I don't think that's very PC to play, but it's really funny though. I mean, you can play it if you want to.
That's fine. But what's interesting is that's at Kudos Bank Arena, but you can tell by the schedule that they space the days out so they can double up in the event that they do sell out a show, and they pretty much sell out every show, so they're going to end up doubling all their shows. So even that second show is going to sell out and be just as hard to get tickets for.
Yes.
So like, is there a way to do a bigger concert than like Kudos Bank Arena. Is that like the biggest?
Actually, yeah. What is the biggest arena in Sydney? Because obviously being in Australia, all our biggest arenas tend to be sports arenas. So maybe like the MCG or something like that, they would play down in the field. I'm assuming that would be quite big.
I think Kudos looks like it's the biggest one.
The biggest one in Sydney. Because like for us when we were younger, the biggest one that we could go to was like the Horden.
Yeah, those bands weren't massive. They were like mid-range bands in like a kind of niche genre. But yeah, 21,000 seats at Kudos Bank Arena. What else? Rod Laver Arena's 14,000. That's fully sold out. The Melbourne show.
Yeah, Allianz is the other one in Sydney.
Stadium Australia. What the hell? 83,000.
Where is that?
It's Sydney Olympic Park. That's where must be where the grand final and stuff's played.
Yes.
Why don't they just do it there?
That would make
and
sense.
just do one gigantic show and actually everyone can get tickets.
My thing would probably be the audio at somewhere like that would be really, really bad. I mean, the audio is, when you're at the big arenas, the audio is not going to be the best anyway, as opposed to like, a nice little small, intimate, got all the soundproofing and stuff. But somewhere in that open space, I guess you get a lot of echo, or maybe they'll just get more money being at the arena and being able to do 2 days instead of just one big event.
Well, check this out. 21,000 seats, right?
Yes.
We paid $200 for a ticket.
And that was like a mid-range one as
I
well.
know.
It wasn't even the most expensive.
Oh, they got packages. They're actually setting up like VIP packages where they have like a showcase of all like different costumes and instruments and stuff.
That's mad.
That would be pretty interesting. And that would be closer to 600 or 700, I'd probably imagine. But yeah, like revenue for just that single show is what, 4.2 mil?
Oh
just
my
that,
gosh.
Just for that Sydney show.
How much would it cost to put on a big Blink show? Do you think like maybe?
That's, I mean,
well,
it's impossible to find that number.
Well, I was listening to, I can't remember which podcast it was. It was one of those comedian podcasts, I think, the other day. And they were saying just to set up like one of their specials or like one of their Netflix specials and stuff, it costs like 1 to 2 million or something like that, I think. So I'm assuming a concert like that would have to be at least either a couple of 100,000 or $1 million.
Yeah, that's the Hassan Minhaj, the King's Jester on Netflix. He was on Colin and Samir YouTube podcast, and yeah, spent 1.6 just on the backdrop alone because it's sort of like futuristic.
It's just like LED screens.
It's like LED,
everywhere.
but it's sort of like a concrete sort of spaceship kind of vibe almost. But 1.6 mil just for that backdrop, let alone the 50 cameras that are roaming,
employees,
all that sort of stuff,
all that kind of thing.
So it would cost a lot to put on, and like Blink's gonna have. Like, that's just graphics. They would have built a set custom for that one-off show.
100%.
Or they would have recorded a week straight of shows and then sliced them together for the comedy special.
And all the
But for the Blink, they're going to
stuff.
have flames and, I don't know, whatever Blink does. Big dicks coming out of the side of the stage. Who knows?
It's going to be aliens, maybe?
It'll probably be aliens. Yeah, so that's interesting. Tom's taking a bit of a break from his alien hunting.
That's right, because he was like really, really into it
He's
for
like
ages.
deep into it. Like he's got To the Stars Academy is what he has.
That's right, didn't he? Yeah, he started a company, right?
Well, he's got a bunch of stuff going on. So he's got like an entertainment company that produces like animations, his albums for Angels and Airwaves. But he's also got a company that basically is trying to build a time machine, not time machine.
Like one of those like long distance spacecrafts?
Yeah, like some sort of spacecraft.
Yeah, like where they freeze the people or they put them in stasis.
Oh, just like bends time or just some wacky physics thing. Pretty won't be able to find it now. But yeah, he's been deep into UFOs for years and years. And there's actually a bunch of people like ex-NASA employees that like help him investigate UFOs and stuff.
Yeah, because he's done his research.
Yeah. He's been doing it for years.
But wouldn't be surprised. They've got a lot of alien themed songs and
I think they have one alien theme song.
yeah. And they've got they do tie in a lot of like nerdy stuff, so like sci-fi and all that kind of thing.
They have aliens exist.
Yeah.
And then they have A New Hope about Princess Leia. The Princess Leia's in the chorus.
Yeah.
So he has that. Yeah, I guess. Okay. More than one then.
Yes. And I think that's probably why you really, really like them as well, because they do have that nerdy aspect to them. Like they've got that bit of sci-fi and
I just grew up on Blink. I was thinking about this other day for the backdrop specifically.
yes.
These are the main things we grew up on that like shaped us. Blink,
Yes.
American Pie, Tony Hawk's.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Say less.
Say less. Say less.
What about you? 3 things.
3 things.
Like pivotal.
Like pivotal, Spice World. The movie. Sorry, you always like joked on your copy then.
Yep. I was thinking maybe more formative years.
Okay,
Yeah.
Teenage years.
Like that transition from like 12 to like 18. Like what got you to that? Like
Clueless.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. MSN chat. That was like I was big on like MSN.
Not ICQ.
No. And the third one, I haven't thought about this. You've thought about this, obviously.
No. Well, I mean, for like 2 seconds. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Probably the band would be Good Charlotte, I would say. They were like my first sort of punky sort of style artist that I really got into because grew up on musicals and then like Britney Spears, Spice Girls, like all that kind of thing. And then I started listening to like a few different radio stations and I was like, oh, what's Triple M? This is a bit harder than what I'm used to. This really, speaks to the person or the young teenager in me realizing that I needed to rebel and stuff. And then Muse came on. And then from Muse, it sort of led into the heavier stuff because you know how some of the Muse songs are quite heavy. And then that's sort of what got me into like Good Charlotte and all that kind of stuff because I started listening to those other radio stations.
Have you ever seen Good Charlotte live?
Yes, I think so.
Obviously not memorable Blink.
No, I haven't seen Blink live.
What the hell?
When you're talking about the tickets and like your parents' credit card and stuff, I just got a flashback of like me begging my dad to borrow his credit card to buy the used tickets for me and Pam.
Yeah. See, I can't believe you've never seen Blink. Do you even listen to them back in high school?
I did, yeah. Listen to Blink.
I just buying $200 tickets for someone that does not care about going.
Of course I care. So Blink, I wasn't heaps into NFG. I know you're a big fan, but Pam was pretty much anything on drive-through records. So during school holidays, we used to just always hang out at each other's house. You'd buy the drive-through record DVDs as well. They had a whole bunch of different volumes.
Let's get one of those in the backdrop. Like, let's just add things to the backdrop throughout.
Yes. So drive-through records, and they released so many different volumes and stuff. And the best thing about it that I loved is all this like behind the scenes of the bands touring together. You'd get like a lot of like bloopers and just them like sort of chilling and everything. I'm sure if I watch it now, it's probably going to be like heaps messed up or things like that because a lot of that culture back in the day was not the best.
What do you want? TV's movie?
Ooh.
That one a CD, records, right?
I used to have that top one, 100%.
That one?
Yes, I used to have that one. And then in that bottom one, that other one as well with the little reindeer on there.
I can't remember if I had. I think I just used to torrent all these, to be quite honest.
Yes, I'm pretty sure I had most of these.
Would there be a VHS? Can we throw a little more retro here? For those watching, we're just scrolling eBay for no particular reason.
I don't think so, just because they were sort of like early 2000s, right? So I think they were releasing DVDs. Well, that was a huge thing. So everybody at those like small gigs, emo, screamo, because it was quite underground, everybody would bring their own camcorders and they would burn their own DVDs of concerts and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, and people used to share or bootleg their DVDs of like concerts and everything. So you'd see all these like old footage of, Anne Boleyn and all these kind of bands and stuff like when they were.
Blink had a really good one with a random band that I didn't really used to love, but they took this smaller band called Cut You Up on tour, I think to the UK.
Right.
And it's just like, it's all random behind the scenes. Riding in Vans with Boys, it's called Cut You Up. And the band, I don't know what happened to that band. They never sort of did anything after.
Right.
But yeah, it was always fun. Newfound Glory had a behind the scenes sort of one like that as well. Yeah, love them. But yeah, we'll get some drive-through record stuff behind the scenes. But what I was going to mention, which sort of kicked that off, was all these bands that we're talking about.
Yes.
Well, now that Blink is coming back, everyone else is coming out of the woodworks.
I think it was like as soon as it hit Monday, woke up in the morning and just all these notifications of everybody starting to tour and all that kind of thing. So now
it's on. Touring season's back on. I know.
Thank God COVID is gone. All these bands are coming back. I didn't realize how much we didn't do in the past 2 years just because like there were no international acts or anything coming through. Yeah, it was quite a quiet 2 years. So for the next 2 years, it's going to be quite chockers, which I'm very excited for. But this one,
big festival coming through.
A few random people in there.
We should. We contemplated for a hot second. Do we fly to Las Vegas?
Yes.
In 12 months' time for this. But it's going to set us back a good 10K, I'd imagine.
And with these big ones as well, like Soundwave, all your favorite bands are going to be playing at the same time anyway. So is it worth it? Or do you just wait for those little side touring shows?
There's pretty good 50 bands there, and they're going to have at least 4 stages. I mean, you'd have to. To get 12 hours of music out. But yeah, this is basically, we're not going to read through all the bands here, but it's called When We Were Young Festival in US, Las Vegas, October 2023 with literally every pop punk emo band you'd want on there.
Yeah.
Pretty much the Drive-Thru Records entire catalog, and then a bunch of like Less Than Jake, some ska sort of stuff, and some newer stuff. Interesting.
Yeah, the name just clicked with me when we were young. Like literally when we were young, we used to listen to all these bands. I'm a bit slow on the upkeep with that one.
$250 general admission. Well, that's US. So what you're looking at like $350 or $320 or something. So it's not that expensive compared to just Blink, but you're going to get a 3-hour Blink show and probably an hour at this.
And you get more out of it, right? So you get to pick your favorites. So I'm assuming now that all these people are back together or retouring again, they're going to come to Australia because they know that Australia don't get a lot, so they're going to sell out their shows 100%.
So that's what I was going to talk about. Not only is it the ticketing system of Ticketek. Sorry, but we're new to the system here in the studio. What hand signal do you want for flicking the TV?
Just go like that.
Just want a thumb?
Just a thumb's fine.
Cool. Just a thumb.
Just a thumb.
You don't want 2 thumbs?
You can if you want, but just a little fun. We'll call it the funds.
$200 for a ticket. It looked like 4.2 mil, right? I don't know what kind of cut they'd get. A fair chunk.
They would have to. There'll
Plus
be some sort of
paying,
percentage.
I'd imagine every at least second or third night. So they're making some money. And they reckon it's going to be the best album they put together. But tickets in general, the price of tickets, they're going to keep going up.
Well, inflation, yes, but also because they haven't been here for a while.
You got to make up that loss.
Your favorite word, supply and demand.
People are going to be eager to go out, but they're not necessarily going to have the money to spend on like a high-priced ticket like that, especially multiple of them in one year. I can't even, like, back in the day, forking out $50, $60 for a ticket was like breaking the bank. Like this morning, dropping $400 on tickets, like super grateful for what we've built over the last 5 years, paying off our debt, building up a little business and everything like that, that we have the luxury to do that. We can't keep doing it though. So like how many more bands are we going to go to? But
just hold on that thought. Like it's been, like I know in like the past year we've been quite comfortable. Not comfortable, but we've been happy with the amount that we're putting aside and everything as well. And yeah, like 10 years ago, living paycheck to paycheck, scraping $1 across, like, you know, trying to find that last $20 before payday so you can like have dinner or things like that. And then for us this morning, yes, it was a lot of money. Thumb. Yes, it was a lot of money this morning, but it wasn't.
Oh, sorry. I double thumbed you.
Oh.
That was not intentional. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. And we're just able to put it, like, pay for it without even having to stress or worry about it. Obviously, we'll have to put it back into our savings and stuff, but just the fact that we're able to just transfer it over, sweet, done, no worries, you know, still have enough to buy, you know, 6 more tickets. Like, it's awesome.
These like a lot of these big shows are worth the money.
Yes.
But 18 months in advance, taking your money like that, like obviously they have to like get all the upfront costs for shipping all the containers of supplies and gear and everything like that out. I fully get that. But like you said, once every other band starts coming, people aren't going to be able to afford, like people can't even afford petrol at the moment.
No. So if they don't start selling out, they'll probably start lowering the prices a bit, I would say.
I don't know. I don't know what the go is. Like even what I was going to say is another tie-in. Like we're going to see Tom Segura in January. It's I think like $150 for a comedy show.
That's quite expensive for a comedy show.
Same size stadium, I think. What's it? Aware Stadium.
Yeah. I mean, Tom Segura is one of the, you know, one of the top 10 comedians.
Like a top 10 comedian.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited for that one, actually. I am a fan of Tom Segura.
That's only 9,000 seating, so it's a tough.
Yeah, you'd want that for a comedy show, though. It needs to be that little bit more intimate, I think, because, you know, you hear those comedians on their podcast talk about how they need to hear that feedback from the audience. They need that, you know, nice, intimate. A lot of them hate doing the big stadium shows. Yeah, they just need that nice little.
Costs much less to bring one man over with a backdrop with just his name. So it's taking a much higher cut, much higher percentage.
100%.
But interesting tie-in, and potentially Blink have ripped Tom Segura off. Tom Segura's tour is called I'm Coming Everywhere. So it's the exact same joke.
Yes.
World tour, obviously both famous for their dick jokes and just like
similar style.
Tom Segura has been touring it for a while now. Blink potentially just ripped him off in the whole.
Maybe.
I know it's basically the same word and the same joke in essence. Just putting it out there. I love my boys from Blink, but it's essentially the same joke.
Could you imagine all 3 of them coming? That'd be sick.
If they're gonna come,
I better start stretching.
Both called Tom as well. Is it conspiracy?
Well, I mean, they're both coming.
They are both coming.
And we'll both be coming.
Could you imagine if they're actually friends, though? I don't know too much about Tom Segura and his music tastes, but yeah.
He's probably into more like just normal rock type stuff.
Rock and roll.
So yeah, a couple of big concerts, a couple of bank breakers for us. But yeah, like I said, it's been over 2 years since we've done anything or gone out into like any decent sort of festival or concert or anything like that. But everything's going to start rolling out. Everyone's going to start coming over next year. And even we're looking at going on holidays, and flights aren't cheap. Everything's like just going through the roof.
100%. But that's just the time that we're in now at the moment. So we just have to be conscious of what we're spending, but also don't sacrifice having fun or enjoying the time that we do have. I mean, that's a big point. We've been working or hustling. Well, what month are we for the last 10 months? We've been just like going hard.
Yeah. No, we haven't really done any content since I think June.
No.
For the YouTube channel or for this pod. So we've just been grinding, saving money, getting business structured so we can enjoy these things, because it's going to get to a point where we're going to look back and be like, we could have went to 5 to 10 more events that year and it wouldn't have impacted our way of life. Speaking of the holiday, we're talking about going to Vietnam. Pretty certain we're going there. Have a look at this though. I'm going to give you the thumb here. The deal expires in 11 hours.
Oh, what?
So
why do you keep doing this to me?
What?
You're like, time crunch, everything.
Everything's a time crunch. What are you talking about? I didn't set it. You tell me if it's a good deal or not. So we're looking to go to Vietnam. We know it's a super cheap holiday. We're going to go. We've been for 3 weeks before. We know how to travel. We know how to ride the bikes. We know the most of these. You know how to ride the bike. Well, I know how to ride the bike. You know how to
be on the back of a bike.
You know how to jump off the bike. We're sort of budgeting for it, and we know it's going to be a cheap holiday for probably a week, right?
Yeah.
You tell me if this is a good deal and what you think. So I seen this yesterday, just looking at other random packages and stuff. Disney cruises. So obviously you can't really afford to go to Disneyland, Disney World.
It's true. Yeah. Because you have to go to the States or Japan.
It's just stupid expensive.
Yeah.
But how much cool shit's going to be there? Tons of rides, Mickey Mouse, the whole
childhood dream.
Everything,
childhood
right?
dream. Yeah.
We'll go there one day, right?
Yeah.
So what about if we can just fill the temporary gap with the cruise? So they're sending over this cruise ship, right? Well, it tours around all the time.
Right.
It's going to tour from Hawaii to Sydney, like a one way, and then back again. But then once it's in Sydney, it does like a week or two of just like smaller routes before it does the big voyage back to Hawaii.
Gotcha.
So I don't want to go to Hawaii because it's going to take 2 weeks. But like as a little 2-day weekender, you tell me if this is a good deal. I want you to be honest and critical, right? Let me zoom in a bit.
Zoom in a bit. All right. So do you want me to read this out?
If you're going to speak into the microphone, yeah.
Yes. All right. So this particular deal ends in 11 hours and 12 minutes. So very much a time crunch. Disney Magic at Sea. So you got a 2-night cruise from Sydney.
On board.
On board, yes. So I was like,
We'll have to do some spelling here.
I was like in an inside stateroom.
Yep.
Enchanting entertainment. Enchanting.
What does that mean? That just means Ariel.
No, it just means the Disney princesses.
Yeah, well, the princesses.
Yeah, the princesses.
Enchanting entertainment. So it's just
characters.
It's just
people in suits.
Think about it. They make it sound so appealing, or they try to. The copywriter for this is dog shit. Straight up shit. And Enchanting entertainment is just the Disney princesses, like singing humans, songs. Just in dresses, right?
Yeah, singing songs and stuff.
Cool. So the females of the Disney world.
They'll probably have Goofy, Mickey.
No. We're going to get to that.
Okay.
Right. Enchanting entertainment is just the Disney princesses.
Enchanting means royalty, that kind of thing.
20-year-old chick in a 20-year-old chick in Cinderella outfit. Yep. Next.
A character meet and greet.
So that's the costumed dudes.
Yeah, but it would also be like the princesses and stuff.
Meet
anybody in characters.
Meet and greet. So just the same, just a dude in an outfit walking around.
So you get to meet actors.
Cool. Yep.
Yeah. Imaginative youth clubs. Imaginative youth clubs.
What the fuck is
What does that mean?
I think it's just like...
Is it a cult?
Imaginative youth club. I think it's just like come and like improv or role play, or let's like do some acting or something.
It's you know what? It's probably like a babysitting service, to be honest.
And they're just like finger paint. Imagine just creative.
Yeah. So you got the adults that love Disney.
Youth clubs.
Take their kids there. The kids will get looked after by the the staff.
So
and you get to drink Disney themed cocktails.
Overselling it dramatically in the first 3 points. Yep.
Port charges and government fees. How exciting.
Just standard.
I know. Breakfast, lunch and dinner and a 24-hour room service.
Yep, standard.
Immersive. dining experiences.
So what do you think an immersive dining experience would be?
I just imagine you're eating dinner and they're just singing at you.
So basically the character meet and greets, same dudes just at dinner table.
It's probably all at dinner time. So they probably have a stage set up.
It's the
They've
same
got a show
dudes
going on.
from deck B to deck C.
Yep. Come over like a mariachi band that will come over to your table and stuff, but it's like an actual Disney band.
Disney mariachi.
Yeah. Pool and recreation. I mean, you'd hope so being on a cruise ship. Yeah.
And the rest is pretty standard. Cool. So basically it's a cruise ship with a Disney logo and some characters and outfits.
Just Disney themed.
Cool. 2-day cruise, right?
Mm-hmm.
Read the onboard experience.
Imagine a place where families can reconnect, adults can recharge, and kids can immerse themselves in fantastical worlds only Disney could create. Only Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Renowned for its classic design, modern innovation, and timeless whimsy, the Disney Wonder is home to 11 decks overflowing with restaurants, pools, recreation, and more, ready to transport you to an exotic locales waiting to be explored. It's a 2-day thing around Sydney.
Read the first line. Imagine a place where families can reconnect over the course of 2 days. Half of the first day will be onboarding and unpacking.
Mm-hmm.
Day 2 will be character meet and greets. No time for reconnecting. Day 3 will be
offboarding.
Offboarding. Is that a word? Onboarding.
Offboarding.
Offboarding onto land. I don't know.
Yeah.
$1,200 per person.
How can you reconnect?
$600 a night.
What?
It's $12.26 per person.
Oh my gosh. That is all right.
It's easy to call shots, right? Disney, you're raking it in. Where's the experience? Put a trailer. Where's the video? I know this is on Flight Center, but like I've tried looking for like more info on what you actually get.
Yeah,
I'm not really a Disney fan, but you're not enticing me to get on your cruise ship.
No.
Maybe it's just a ploy, like you're basically you sell like a cheaper experience to like funnel them into like a better experience. Maybe they're just providing such a shit experience that you're like, we have to go to Disneyland because this was not worth it.
Yeah, that could be true. Or like you'd go there and you get like, I don't know, discounts or whatever if you want to go to Disneyland and stuff.
Expensive. And like the cruise ship, I probably should show you the cruise ship.
Yeah. But it would be a walking. It'd be a sailing advertisement for Disney, just like traveling around. And just that reminder, be like, hey, yo, there's Disney World.
So yeah, just a standard cruise ship. Like there's nothing special about it.
No. It's just like painted Disney-esque. At least put like a fake kraken or something on it. Make it more like whimsical, you know.
You think have a ship for each IP. Have like a Pirates of the Caribbean one.
That would be cool. Yeah, it would be like Pirates of the Caribbean or maybe a Little Mermaid.
If it was strictly pirates and like the whole crew was like
dressed up as pirates and be like, yay, me hearty.
That would be dope. That would sell.
That's an experience.
That's an
immersive experience.
But you're just going to get 10 of the B-grade Disney characters with D-grade guys dressed up in it.
Just like sweaty dudes
it's going to be just adults getting drunk, kids at imaginative youth clubs.
I mean, we've been on a cruise.
So no?
No,
okay.
I'd say that's not. And
that wasn't a thumb for the TV. That was just a normal thumb.
And we've been on a cruise before and it's not for us, I
wouldn't
say.
add any extra Disney into that cruise that we went on, no.
I've been on one cruise and that is more than enough to last me for a lifetime.
Characters will have their own frozen adventures in Disney's Oceaneer Club, along with a multi-level replica of Andy's room from Toy Story. That's cool. Why not advertise that when you're at the purchase page?
Put Frozen. Put that on the front page.
Where's the images? They're not good at marketing. Like, I mean, they are. They have their own everything. They own Marvel and Star Wars.
I feel like being Disney, they should do better than that, though.
But yeah, for sure, a Star Wars cruise and then like Pirates of the Caribbean's cruise.
That'd be mad. The Star Wars one would be cool. It'd have to be like painted like the Falcon.
Death Star.
No,
like
it's a
shit.
Imagine this ball just like floating around the ocean.
Imagine that.
Still have under.
We need should we get some stuff? We don't have any Star Wars. We got a Baby Yoda in the backdrop here.
We do. And we've got
the child, isn't it? Baby Yoda.
Yeah, just Baby Yoda.
They renamed him.
What is he called? The child now?
I don't know. That's what it says there in the pop vinyl.
Oh,
that's a thumb for TV.
Oh, gotcha.
So yeah, everything's been good. We're going to Blink. We're just talking crap. Anything you want to bring up for this episode in particular?
It's a bit of like a complete segue moment, but Netflix are going to be bringing their ads in soon, which will be huge.
Ads?
Yeah. So you know how...
even people that are paying the premium like us.
Yeah, exactly. I'll shoot you a link. Hold on. While I was looking at it, because, you know, during, I think it was like a month or so ago, they lost like heaps and heaps of subscribers.
Yeah, probably like 3 months ago.
Yeah, you should be able to paste on your one now.
Yep, they lost heaps of subscribers.
They did, yeah. And then they had to figure out a way to, I guess, bring them back. And there's been whispers for a long time that they're going to be bringing in new subscription models and actually have paid ads during Netflix, like while you're watching and stuff. So, and then I was thinking, you know how when YouTube first did it, everybody hated it?
Yep.
Yeah. And we got used to it so quickly. I think that's what's going to happen. So I think with this one here, with Netflix, people are going to hate it to begin with, but then everyone's just
going to... We're paying for it. We're not paying for YouTube.
No, that's true. That's all free.
So what's the benefit to the customer? Let's read this here.
Yeah.
Netflix will launch a cheaper option with adverts next month after its drop in subscribers in more than a decade. In Australia, the new plan will cost about a third less than the video streaming service's current entry-level ad-free option at $6.99. So you can stay on the current options, but if you want to save $3 or $4 a month, you can get ads.
Yeah, 100%. So a bit like Spotify Premium versus the non-Spotify.
It'd be interesting to see what ads they run, because obviously TV ads are selected based on the demographic of the show.
Mm-hmm.
With YouTube, it's sort of based on the demographic of, I guess, the viewer. The algorithm decides what kind of viewer would want this, and then figures out the best ad to run against it. So like Netflix would have to be...
They'd have to have some sort of algorithm. Yeah, because like YouTube have the Google algorithms. So they've got that in there. They know your search history. They can recommend the best videos, things like that. So what are Netflix going to be doing to make sure that they're getting the appropriate ads to the right people?
What kind of companies? I reckon it'll just be similar to...
YouTube?
More like in terms of the brands, I think more brands that are like on podcasts. Like your Helix Sleep, your Liquid Death, like the ones that are already sort of in the new media advertising system.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
That's
so like
interesting.
I've never really seen a Liquid Death ad on YouTube video, but you'll see it in a mid-roll or like a filmed ad in like a podcast or something like that.
That's very true.
So it'd just be interesting to see what kind of companies even want to buy ad space with Netflix. $6.99 though, I mean, you'll be getting HD experience, won't be getting 4K, probably get one login. $7 a month, I don't know. The plan set to launch on November 3rd will have 4 to 5 minutes of ads per hour.
Oh, that's quite a bit.
So how much would a normal TV show have? Because they run at least like 2 or 3 minutes, probably every... Because
I think I've looked into this like ages ago. I think it's like every 6 to 7 minutes, there's a 2 to 3 minute ad.
Because the shows used to be like 21 to 24 minutes to allow ads. So like 7 minutes, break, 7 minutes, 7 minute, all right?
Yes.
So you're getting less ads, essentially. Probably getting half as many minutes of ads per hour. Users will not have the option to download movies. Okay, so basically super limited. We're going to run ads to make up the difference in your monthly subscription fee.
Yeah, so it looks like that $6.99 one is just going to be all the crap, essentially.
Yeah. There won't be any, like the higher tiers won't have any ads, I would imagine.
And that's what a lot of these big companies are doing. They're having all these tier subscription services. So all these different versions, like PlayStation have done it recently as well. They have like a different tier subscription service for more access. I think that's where a lot of these companies are going. So rather than having a $1 amount for like everything, people can pick their options. Maybe people just want more options now.
Yeah. I mean, we thought we used to want options back in the Foxtel era.
Oh my gosh.
To have hundreds of channels. Even like we never used to know what to do with them. You'd have TV1 plus 2 hours. Like there's only so much content you can watch. Like I thought we were overwhelmed back then. Now it's just even more much. And then more niche content by YouTube creators and smaller creators.
And you could have all the subscription services. So you could have Disney, Stan, Netflix, Amazon Prime, and you could still spend literally 2 hours trying to find something and still not find anything. So you might as well just have one or two and then...
I've always thought there has to be a better system, and there probably is a bunch of like Google Chrome extensions to have more control over what stuff's recommended on your streaming services. So I don't want to see any shows that have cartoons and just like remove it completely from your suggestion feed, or a more tailored experience. Because these are the ones that we think you would like based on this, but it's like, you just want to show me you want to keep me on here as long as possible. How about you show me the one thing?
Mm-hmm.
The one thing.
The one thing. Yeah. I mean... Or
even that'd be a cool idea. There used to be, or probably still is a website for different bands. So if you like I think it was just called ifyoulike.com.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
If you liked this, then you'll probably like this. So what if there was like on Netflix a category that like filters it? Hey, I seen you watch this and you watch this. This is the one for you.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
But yeah, it's asking a bit much.
it'd be curious to see like what algorithm stuff is going to be in play, because a lot of people are always curious about that stuff and they always release like information and everything. So what are they just going to use your search history, what you watch, and then just recommend something similar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they just want to show you everything. They just want to show you the entire genre. Like you've watched one horror show, here's 20 horror shows, but it's still, I'm just overcome with options here. Like
that's true. And it all comes down to session time. Like you said, whether it is YouTube, Netflix, the biggest, like back in the day, like the biggest thing that people would want would be your money. But like now it's attention. Like that's the biggest.
And with enough tension, you end up giving up some money anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what all these big companies, they're not after your money. They're not after, well, obviously they are, but their initial approach will always have to be attention first, just because there is so much out there now, like ridiculous amount. No matter, like I could probably live for 100 years and still not experience everything that's on this earth. Like it's too much. And yeah, just be very, very curious how it's going to change.
Just normal TV is dead. We were talking about this the other day. I don't know what people do. Like I feel like Australians are still like 5 years behind like America in terms of consuming
consumerism
content from creators.
100%.
Like I think a lot of people our age still just watch normal free-to-air TV, watch The Block, watch Maths, all that sort of stuff. I don't think they've really taken up the different options on social media, and in particular YouTube. But like there's a lot of talk that YouTube's going to replace normal TV in the next 10 years. Even though I was reading the other day, I'll see if I can pull it up.
Yeah.
YouTube are talking about purchasing, I think, KO and Stan to run it directly like through YouTube.
Gotcha. So YouTube would become like
just the front end to get into that content.
So you tick onto YouTube, whereabouts you want to go? Do you want to go to YouTube videos? Do you want to go to YouTube music? Do you want to go to Stan?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can't remember I've seen that. Or even like sports, like you have to download so many apps. I don't want Stan, KO. I don't want an NBA app. If you can bundle it up and it's all available through YouTube through a paywall, then that's just going to make access so much easier. So you just have the one app on the one TV.
Yeah, 100%. It was like what your dad was saying a month or so ago. Is like we didn't even realize he loves sports and that's what he watches, and he only has like the free to air, and there's like just hardly any sports. They've taken them all off free to air now because no one watches it.
Too many logins, and it's just too much to deal with. Like even for us. So YouTube has been in closed door talks with streaming broadcasters about a new product the giant wants to launch in Australia. Companies seeking deals with Australian broadcasters to sell subscriptions to services such as Nine-owned Stan and Foxtel's Binge directly through YouTube, which would then showcase the streamer's TV and movie content to users. So yeah, the source said the product would be marketed as YouTube a la carte. So basically come here and get everything via YouTube. They're just going to start not buying up, but buying the distribution to a lot of these streaming companies.
Well, that would,
and it means they're going to get more viewers because there's more users on YouTube than there is on a Stan or a KO or a Binge.
100%.
Binge app.
Like YouTube is not going anywhere. They've got Google behind them. It's the biggest. Is it the biggest search platform now? Or the second biggest search platform?
Yeah, YouTube's second biggest. Yeah. So yeah, you can see Netflix is the biggest subscription on-demand service, video on-demand service in Australia, then followed by Amazon, Disney, a mix of others, and then Paramount Plus, which we had. Paramount Plus, get your shit together. The website was so
terrible.
Buggy, horrible.
Couldn't find anything.
So yeah, just interesting that I think YouTube will be taken over everything, and then there's going to be bigger and bigger production of shows on there. I think more people from like traditional legacy media will start creating their own YouTube channels. The viewership some channels can get after 5 or 10 years of grinding compared to what like a normal TV show would get on free-to-air TV is just astronomical in comparison.
100%. And it'd be curious. I'd be definitely watching the American market and the Japanese market and stuff as well, because they're always the forerunners with this type of thing. So whether it's content or tech or even just like retail experience, like Australia is still, like you said, like 5 years behind. We're still 5 years behind with like brick and mortar. Amazon in Australia is only just like really starting to kick off. Like it's still not as huge as it is in the States. Like that online shopping, it's only just getting that momentum and stuff, but people still come out to the shops. They prefer to be out and about. And within Australia, the same goes for free-to-air TV. Like even though we don't watch it personally, I still know there's a whole bunch of people that do, whereas you talk to or hear people in the States, like they hardly ever watch that free-to-air. It's all like paid for.
The only reason we watch it is it's one click to have the TV on in the background.
Yeah, it's more of that background noise.
Only because YouTube or any other app is a second click into the app, and then an extra decision to choose a video to play in the background is the only reason something else doesn't play.
I'm surprised there's no YouTube TV. Like, you just pop on YouTube and they just have like a curated TV channel for you.
They need you to select something to watch so the algorithm can get some info out of you.
Gotcha.
They can't just force
No, so it needs your input, so then it can keep getting that better data. Gotcha.
So like maybe there's a day where you can choose or you subscribe to a bunch of stuff that you just want on a 24/7. Like you select what you want on your own 24/7 stream.
Gotcha. And it just cycles through.
It just cycles through. Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
Interesting. But like the shorter the video was kind of pointless. I mean, then at that point, that wouldn't make sense for the algorithm in that regard, because it would just be playing videos from start to finish, giving a user 100% watch time.
Yeah.
And then it wouldn't make sense. So
that's true. And there's
horrible idea. Horrible.
But there's some YouTube videos where you have to actually physically skip the ad and stuff as well. Like it won't let you progress unless if you do.
But yeah, that's the only reason it plays on our TV, because it's just one less button. So if there's some way we could have something on in the background, that's why a lot of times I'll just come in while I'm working at home for the day, I'll turn KO on and I'll just run ESPN Live. So it's the same as having Foxtel.
True. Yeah.
Just having the sports going on all day,
Just
catch
commentary.
a game and then catch a commentary episode or something. Because there's nothing like that on YouTube. You can't just play a 24-hour thing.
Yeah, because they don't have the rights for the sports.
Unless you just want to watch lo-fi animations. Love them lo-fis.
Lo-fis really get that grind in for the work, you know. Well, isn't there heaps of science backing up like that lo-fi just to keep you not motivated, but just keep you in that rhythm of that deep work, or just without the distractions, or is it just because it's like one of those like chill sort of things, you don't have those heavy sort of audio distractions?
I think it's more distractions, no outrageous sounds or unusual sounds or melodies
or
that
lyrics
can distract you, that are interesting to the ear, but can get you like focused on the music as opposed to just something in the background you're not really paying attention to, because like
Gotcha.
your subconscious listening to it. And I think it's the slow pace sort of like might just wind your heart rate down a little bit to like match the beat, perhaps. I don't know.
Or is it like what's the piano? Is it not Paladon? What's the
metronome?
Yeah, why do I think it's a Paladon? Metronome.
Paladon's the
Is that the bike?
It's a Peloton.
Oh, Peloton. Peladone. Yeah, but anyway,
Peloton, different story.
Yeah. But yeah, it would be, you know, how you have that ticking and stuff. It just keeps you, that beat keeps you focused.
Yeah.
Going crazy.
Is there anything else we want to mention? Are there any other stories about hustlers that you come across this week?
It's a little on the older side, but I did. Emma Chamberlain.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I'm not moving.
No, but you sound perfect right there.
Okay, all right. Emma Chamberlain.
Yeah.
This amazing.
So, I'm going to get ripped in the comments for like, the last time I told you to move the microphone.
No, it's fine. I appreciate it because it's all about, we want the audio to sound great for everyone.
Yep.
Yeah. She's bought a new home and it looks absolutely amazing.
Am I pulling this up? Am I? I can find it. Yeah.
So she's a young content creator. She's been around for ages. She started, you know, when she was like 16, 17, has been like making videos, editing her videos. She's had other people edit her videos and stuff like that. But she's recently bought a new home and it's been on all these fancy architectural magazines. She's really turned into a bit of a style fashion icon.
She goes to all the runway events, right?
She does. Yeah, does a lot of Vogue stuff, all that kind of thing. But I remember watching her like so many years ago and she'd just be in, like, she'd say she hasn't showered, she's just going to get food, like just like everyday sort of very relatable type person. And then you see her now, she's like, you know, she's been through some burnout, rediscovering herself, rediscovering her video style and all that kind of thing. And it's amazing seeing a young female like succeeding in something like that and just seeing her really, really comfortable and seeing this beautiful home. I discovered it because I was looking for a bit of like design inspo and I was like, oh, Emma Chamberlain. And it looks absolutely beautiful.
She does have good design taste.
She does.
It's sort of like I would say Billie Eilish, but it's sort of like a new age, I guess like a 2020 new age kind of style.
And I've sort of always liked her style as well because she's a big thrifter. Like she loves secondhand and all that kind of thing as well. So something was bound to happen. We are back. The batteries just died. First episode of Look Mama Hustling, the picture fell. And the first episode in this new space, the bloody batteries died. But we were talking about Emma Chamberlain.
Yep.
We are. So like I was saying, her fashion has really evolved. Her style has really evolved. And I was really enjoying her choices in her space. And when I look at this kitchen, with the sunroof or the sunlighting coming through, I can just imagine her, 'cause she does a lot of cooking videos and loves to cook. I'm like, I feel like she's helped design this space knowing that she wants to record inside.
It's crazy.
Look at all that natural light coming through. Look at that amazing kitchen. She loves cooking, like loves coffee, has her own coffee company. But just the style, the choices, it's very modern, but there's that vintage feel to it, which is what I really enjoy. Really interesting choices, and a lot of her artwork in her home is actually really lovely. Her dad's an artist and has painted a lot of the paintings in her home, and they look sick. He also has his own YouTube channel as well.
This website just has a bunch of stuff that's in her house that you can just buy if you just want to replicate her entire house.
That's smart.
I mean, if you were to add up the cost, you'd probably be pretty shocked. That's pretty insane.
Look
a
at
giant corn stool.
How fun is that?
It's fun if you have like an arcade, not in a home.
But it's one of those statement pieces, right? Everyone's got like one of those weird, whether it's like that hand chair or...
That's been around for ages. Let's look at the reviews on this corn stool.
All right.
I guarantee everything is probably sold out now, right?
Oh, for sure. It's Emma Chamberlain. For sure. Like everything would not be available anymore.
5-star.
Ooh.
5-star apparently. No review. Oh, we've got one review. Hi, we do have lots of stools ready to be fulfilled once an order is made. Aside from these corn stools we have... Okay, so no one's even bought this stool.
I feel like someone's seen it and they've just...
I don't think she has it. I think this is just...
no, she has a corn. Like,
oh, does she?
Yeah, 100% she does. Yeah.
Okay, so she's just rating... She's probably gone to like the most expensive furniture stores and then just getting all the other stuff from Amazon, right?
Potentially. Yeah, they've done heaps of orders and stuff like that before. Oh, there's a little video as well about it.
Don't know if we can try and play. I don't want to get... maybe not.
No, we might...
Get taken down.
Yes.
I'll have to look at how long we can play clips for. I think we can play Twitter clips. Let's see if there's anything on Twitter.
Oh, about a place?
Or just videos, because it's not like copyrighted like YouTube.
Oh, true.
We've got to find a login. That's never mind.
Yeah.
Interesting though.
Yeah.
So how much was it worth?
Oh, that was a good question. It was over $1 million, 100%, because I think it's in LA, 4.3.
Oh, there's one that's from 18th of June.
Yes.
Step inside Emma Chamberlain's deeply... Look at that red jacket.
Yeah, this is the Architectural Digest. Like, it's a pretty big magazine, and like they have heaps, a bunch of celebrities and stuff. Oh, look at that. So nice. Look at that bathroom.
She's only 21. So she's doing a podcast now.
Yeah, she's got a podcast. It's very like open book. She talks a lot about her mental health and all that kind of thing, where she's going with her content. But she's 21 years old, young female, been doing YouTube, and look how amazing her place is.
How has she made so much money? Is it must be from coffee. Must be just a huge markup on coffee, because like the YouTube wouldn't be paying that much.
She's pretty big on YouTube, so she'd have YouTube's...
Not from AdSense. It's product.
She does paid for sponsor stuff all the time as well, so she gets a lot of sponsors. She'll probably get paid to go to a lot of fashion events as well because she's an influencer. But yeah, she has a coffee company. I'm pretty sure she would have a whole bunch of other sort of little companies around. So whether it's makeup or things like that, she's done a lot of beauty sort of collabs as well. So
interesting. I wonder if she'd be on, what's that guy's YouTube channel that does the real estate?
Oh, he did David Dobrik.
Yeah, there's a guy, if people are into YouTube, there's this guy, Enes, I don't pronounce his last name, Yilmaza, on YouTube, and he does insane house tours with like the uber rich. So and does celebrities and stuff. So I'd imagine you'd probably do a Emma Chamber one at some point.
You would have to. And it's just really interesting. Like maybe one day we'll be able to have a mansion like that. We
don't need one.
No, it's true. We can play. This is like a 4-bedroom house and we hate cleaning it as it is because it's just too much space. We don't need all that space.
It's like, where does the dust come from?
Just everywhere. Dogs.
It just like falls off the walls. I don't get it.
You dust and more dust falls down.
Got some hustlers this week. I think we should like hand out like an award or something every week.
Oh, Hustler of the Week.
Something like that. But I like the positive hustles, but I also like the dirty, grimy ones.
Should we have the best and worst?
Too many people to pick.
That's true.
Choice. Too many.
Too many choices.
So maybe we just pick a hustler of the week.
Yeah.
But I feel like just a gigantic celebrities already got so many awards and recognitions. We need
true.
someone that's like an underground. So if you guys want to see some sort of like, we'll just make the trophy, right?
Yeah, we'll make a little trophy, little award.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah. Just some underground hustler. We want to see, I don't know, some TikToks of some random side hustles that people are up to.
Some good stuff.
Is that recording? Is there 3 red lights on?
Yes, there's 3 red lights on.
Paranoid is ending. First episode back, like we were so close to doing an hour clean and I'm a little anxious. If you guys want to see a trophy of Hustler of the Week, we can organize something like that. One interesting thing I wanted to talk about this week, Elon Musk.
Right. What's he been up to? He's
So
always
what
up to a
do
lot.
you know Elon Musk for?
So I know Elon Musk. He SpaceX, Tesla.
Yep.
Um,
What else has he created?
he's created space stuff, cars, batteries,
Products?
products.
What kind of products?
Oh no, he invented PayPal. That was something that he did.
What kind of physical products has he produced?
Cars,
Yep.
rockets,
Yep.
satellites,
Yep.
robots.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. And the only other thing I know is that isn't he going to buy Twitter again or something? Isn't that back on?
Did you ever see his flamethrower?
No.
So he's got a company called The Boring Company, and they just do like random products.
Right.
So I'll just jump on his.
So it's pretty much the opposite of boring.
Yeah, but just like in short supply. So it's sort of like a
Limited edition.
type thing.
Yeah, gotcha.
So he's built. In 2018, the company began to engage in a number of marketing promotions and offered several types of promotional merchandise. It was just like fun merch around the brand.
He's trying to create viral moments.
Yeah, so he made flamethrowers. Like Joe Rogan has one. They use it all the time, right? The latest thing they did was fragrance, like cologne.
What?
I'll give you 5 guesses. Something you don't want to smell.
Okay, I'm going to think of like the worst one.
Yeah,
So
you got 5 guesses. I reckon you might get it. You're good at these games. You actually have no clue. I have
no
prefaced
clue.
this at all.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to say like body odor. Like sweat?
Not a body odor,
Yeah.
but like it's a smell from a body.
Well, the obvious
it's not
one's
like,
like
it's
a
not
fart.
like it's not like a flower or anything. It's like it's from a body. Something from a body it's a smell.
The obvious one is like a fart.
No, that's one choice.
Vomit?
No.
Well, I said like sweat or spit or something like that.
Okay, I get 2 more choices. Think kind of in line with flamethrower.
Burnt toast?
Human.
In terms of like
No.
burnt body?
Very, very close.
Burnt poop? I'm assuming that would smell real bad. Burnt poop?
Burnt poop. That was, I don't know if anyone's ever burnt poop.
Well, you could, because you know how
you gotta boil off the liquids first.
you're true. Or like you just leave it out in the sun
Evaporated,
for like,
burnt poop.
you know how dog poop goes white after you leave it in the sun for a while? I'm sure that would get on flames.
Burnt poop. No, Elon Musk has done.
I wanted like some, because I'm caught on the body thing. So like what else that's like a really bad smell? Like petrol, burnt tires.
If I'm going to point at the screen and I already know, you have to read it because it gives more like shock to you reading it for the first time.
Burnt hair does smell really bad. Have you ever burnt your own hair before?
I burnt my own poop before.
Have you?
Just last week.
Yeah, I like burnt hair. I used to straighten my hair. I've got like curly hair and stuff, and there'll be like a couple of times.
One last time I'm pushing this to your mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, and I used to straighten my hair and stuff, and there'll be a couple of times I've actually like burnt my hair and it smells real bad.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they do a scent like that?
So, world's largest richest man, not the largest, has centered a new opportunity to capitalize on quirky products, launching a perfume called Burnt Hair, which he sold 10,000 bottles to earn $1 million in just a few hours.
What a money grab.
It's just like, it's so silly. No one really knows why he did it. The essence of repugnant desire is a website description on his latest offering, which costs $100 a bottle and starts shipping in the first quarter of 2023. And yet it's sort of like, you know how he trolls all the time? It's sort of like just an inside troll. I think it's just tying in with the flamethrower, like you've burnt your hair.
Gotcha.
Like it's, I don't know, bit silly, but $1 million, like a cheeky mill.
Yeah. Oh, you know
Burnt hair.
what? It would be, because if you had the flamethrower out, you'd burn your eyebrows off. That's probably where the burnt hair kind of thing. Because
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, the whole burnt eyebrows. Because I think that was the whole thing. Like people were burning their eyebrows off because it was like so close.
People would never open them, right? You'd just be like on the shelf.
It would have to be.
Yeah.
It'd be like a collectible item from like Tesla and stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Should we hand out an award? Like that's pretty hustle, but it's also a bit of a con. Or there's Tick Attack, which is a bit of a scam.
I'd say OG Ticket Tech. I think because you just said no to like Emma Chamberlain, right? Because she's always get recognition. This is like Elon Musk who gets even more recognition.
I want to highlight the bad scams because they're like
Well, Ticketek's like the bad ones.
Yeah, but like I don't want them to like
All right.
delete our tickets or something.
That's fine. He can
we
win.
never paid.
He can win the award. It's like the whole bath
I think
water.
next week we put out an award, but it has to be like we need to like spine the spotlight on someone.
Yes.
And Elon's doing his thing. Everyone else is doing their thing. Ticketek's raking in the money. Literally, all these people are making millions of dollars. We need to highlight someone that's making a couple of hundred.
Couple of hundred. Maybe their first couple of hundred.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a solid hour. I'm impressed with how we went.
Not bad for the first episode back after a couple of months. So.
Slight difficulty.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll wrap it up nice and quick. Listen to the pod on Apple Music, Spotify. Video is on YouTube, and you can find us on Twitter and Instagram.
Sure
Thanks, guys.
can. Thank
See
you.
you next week. Bye.
Bye.